everyone to PositiveMindset.tv, where each week we delve into the mindsets and see how they are creating our experiences, from our finances, our careers, our children, our health, and our relationships. Hi, my name is Leesa Myers, and I'm so thrilled to have you here with us today. Today we have a special guest, and I'm so excited. Her name is Wendy Bangerter with XCL Sports, and we met at a sales training function, and got to know each other. And I'm just so fascinated with what she is doing. So let's go ahead and get started, and I'm going to tell you a little bit about Wendy. So Wendy Bangerter, CEO, veteran of 3 successful startups, Design Video Production, Pulse Interactive Media, and Jumbo Bright Prompters. She is passionate about creating simple and automated solutions for everyday problems. She excels at combining different areas of expertise to create unique solutions. She is driven by the desire to create systems that lead to human achievement. She loves sports and believes that sports and competition create opportunities for some of the greatest life lessons. And most importantly, she is a sports mom, where she discovers the need for this product. She has taken the XCL Sports idea from inception to a completed first version of the XCL Sports platform. She has built an amazing team. So I am so thrilled, and so thank you, Wendy, for being with us today.
No, it's a pleasure to be here. Thank you, Leesa.
So tell me a little bit about Wendy, and also about being a sports mom, which I know that I'm sure that all of us can identify with one way or another, whether we've got children or even if we've got grandchildren going to see the sports.
You know, it's an interesting thing, Leesa. And I'm sure a lot of people can relate to this. I have literally spent hundreds of hours on the sidelines watching practices, watching my kids perform in sports, and actually that is where the whole concept for XCL Sports came to be. My daughter was a competition swimmer, and so if anyone out there has ever been to a swim meet, you know what a special kind of opportunity that is. You wait for hours, and then you go watch your child compete for 30 seconds, and then you go wait for another hour or two. So there's a lot of time to think, a lot of time to come up with ideas during a swim meet. But to have a daughter who's a competition swimmer, a son who played football, basketball, soccer, baseball, basketball. Yeah, so I think I got it there.
Yeah.
But played a huge variety. We had something going on in every season, is what the point of what I'm trying to say is. And it was while I was watching my son play basketball that I came up with this idea. He wasn't one of the super high achievers. He wasn't the worst kid on the team by any means, but he was struggling a little bit to do the things that he needed to do to be a good basketball player, and it hurts, as a mom. You sit there on the sidelines and you watch your kids struggle, and there's actually a physical pain that's associated with it.
Absolutely. I know that, when my daughter, when she played sports, and as a mom, you just go out there and it's amazing. And then my son got into some sports and so forth. But one thing I've noticed as well is now I've grandchildren, and I've got a daughter that has been going through and playing in premier teams and in soccer basically since she was 7 years old. And in fact, it used to be that it was for the kids to do something, kept them busy, kept them out of trouble. You would go and join a community league, and everything was fun, right? Now that's not the case. Now I know students that have not even been able to try out at certain high schools if they weren't already playing in competition league for years.
Mm-hmm. and that's one of the sad parts of sports in our society today. We've got, especially in soccer and basketball, you have, well, and volleyball as well, you have these leagues that are just such a high level. And in fact, in basketball, there are some kids that opt out of playing in high school because they're so committed to playing on their high level competition league. And so it's kind of taking the sports out of the high school curriculum as an extra activity there. So I share your sentiment. It's a strange world.
Absolutely. Well, and like I said, I mean, with my granddaughter, now she'll be a junior in high school, and in fact, this weekend she's at a and they don't call them competitions anymore, they call them showcases, where they have scouts coming, they have coaches from different colleges. Most of these students are already signed up for college college scholarships before they've even hit their 11th grade of high school. And like my daughter told, my daughter told my granddaughter, because it's thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars that they spend every year. They have to travel 4 times at least a year for these showcases. And she basically told her, we paid for your scholarship in college. The money that we've used is your scholarship. And like I said, I remember that my grandson, he wasn't, he was not sure exactly what sports. He tried out for a few things. And so when he was just starting 9th grade, decided that he wanted to get into wrestling. Thought, that would be fun and get into it. And his first meet, I mean, he was down on the mat before he even knew what hit him. And the kids that were playing against him had been playing since they were 6 years old. So they were almost like professionals, before, and so there was not a chance. And so with that being said, like you said, some kids are gifted and just have that natural, ability, if you will. And then there's those that are trained. And one thing I know is that, from my, just observing, is that when people are gifted, then when things go wrong, they don't know how to adjust, right? Because it just came so easily.
Right.
And
you've got to develop that work ethic, or you're going to be kind of lost.
Yeah. And those that are trained and really take that extra time are really I believe, farther ahead. So tell us a little bit of, because you've done quite a few different things that, we had on your resume, from video production to media. I got to ask first, what is Bright Prompters?
Oh, Jumbo Bright Prompters. That was the third startup I was involved with. Sorry about that. Third startup I was involved with. What it was is proprietary teleprompter technology for conferences and conventions. And so what we did is we had a system in place where you would set a big screen but at the back of the room, and the text was big and bright. Companies like NASCAR, Disney, people like that would use it. And the kicker was, for the speaker, the text, they could see everything really easily. It made it really easy to work with, to read their text. But if you're in the audience and you look back, all you see is a blank screen. So it kept everything that they were saying really private. We did everything we could to get it into the White House. We obviously, President Obama is pretty famous for his use of a teleprompter, and we thought, oh, this is the perfect product for him, but we just could never crack that nut. It was fun, a great business to be a part of.
Oh, absolutely. So from all of these different things that you've been into, you started XCL Sports. And exactly what is XCL Sports, and also how can they get in touch with you?
Oh, okay. Well, thank you. XCL Sports, the whole concept behind XCL Sports is that It provides a place for coaches and trainers and people who are helping your kids learn to put their curriculum online, and they can even attach a little video with the different skills or different exercises that they need to be doing, so that the child can, first of all, remember what they've been told to do. They're only kids, so it's hard to remember the stuff. And then they can go and continue practicing when they get home. The other group that it helps is the parents. So if you're a parent and you want to help your kid be a little bit better in a different skill, like dribbling or shooting or something like that, you can see what the coach wants them to be working on and help your kid practice. And then the kid, as they do whatever they're supposed to do, they can record what they've done, and then we track their progress on the back end, so they can see, oh yeah, I did this in passing, I did this in shooting, I did this in tackling, whatever the skill sets are. We've just had a ton of fun doing it. In fact, I was helping a client put together a basketball training program last night, and it almost made me teary, actually, because I just thought, wow, this information is so valuable. It's going to help some kids so much, and some kids are going to just be able to perform so much better on the court because of this. Oh, and, sorry, I forgot to answer the second part of the question. So we can be contacted through xcelsports.com, X, C as in Charlie, L as in Larry, sports.com. There's a contact button on our webpage, and we're happy to explain more. And we have some really great programs that are up and running right now. A great soccer program. The basketball program is coming soon. This amazing one that I was just talking about. Some football programs that are being uploaded as we speak. So just a lot of fun. We're just really enjoying it. I am so passionate about the fact that we're going to make an impact with all these kids.
Yeah. So with that, because I know that this is the platform, so if you're a coach, then they can contact you and they can they can get their own program. Yeah. And you have some really great features with that as well, to where they can also sell product, where they can, in fact, do kind of fundraisers and do different things to help their team's expenses, if you will.
Oh,
but what about those that maybe will want extra help and their coach isn't online? Will there be something, or is there something to where maybe, like you said, you went to Google and Googled and all of this, and is there a way that maybe that I say, hey, send my daughter, say, you know what, you're struggling in a little bit of soccer, why don't you check out XCL Sports? They've got some training online.
We are developing that right now. We're super excited about that. We have several trainers who have created programs that are open to anyone to purchase. So you can find a trainer. Not to talk about this basketball guy again, but he's pretty amazing. He actually trained Mario Chalmers, who was the guard for the Miami Heat. So this guy that he trained was playing for a championship ring this month, and so you can go find his training program and just sign your kid up, and you don't have to be on the waiting list for his training like a lot of other people are.
So do you think that that's so exciting? Do you think that will be some of the things also, is that these certain athletes, maybe whether they've kind of retired, they're maybe not right on the circuit right now, that they'll also have that opportunity. They can create their own program and have it on your platform, on XCL Sports. Is that also then what you're looking at?
Yeah, exactly that. In fact, we feel very honored. We've been invited to participate in a conference in February called Life After the Game, which is specifically for NBA players to help them transition from life of the fast lane to to life in the slow lane with all the rest of us. And one of the things that we're going to do a presentation on is camps, sports camps, and how that can be an additional revenue stream for these guys. And they can share their knowledge to these camps, and then also including our platform and how they can leverage that to help create a business for themselves after they retire from the crazy life of the NBA.
That is so cool. And one of the things that Wendy and I talked about was that you wanting to create a holistic approach. And that was kind of fascinating also for me, because with my granddaughter, one of the biggest things, she's got the ability. She knows, what she's supposed to be doing, but it's her mindset that sabotages her. It's not the ability, it's not the coaching, but it's my feet hurt, or I'm too tired, and we've talked to her, and that's one thing that Wendy and I talked about, is because I've done hypnosis CDs, and I actually started creating hypnosis CDs for her. Coaches noticed the difference when she listened to them. And it was very interesting, because one of the coaches said to her, and this was he says, well, I don't want you to use that as a crutch. And it's like, now how can hypnosis and visualization and all of that be a crutch? So I found that very fascinating just by that thought. But so I'm excited to this opportunity that Wendy and I have talked about of creating also that mindset. You're wanting to get into nutrition. So it's not just how to do basketball drills or how to do soccer drills, but you're wanting to expand it even more. So what does that look like?
Well, for me, I'm so passionate about the nutrition aspect. I'm so passionate about helping kids understand what they need to do to tap the power of their minds. Our minds are so incredible, and they're the storehouses of this potential that so many of us don't even scratch the surface of. And so I think successful programs in the future will have those components, that mindset training, or sports psychology piece, as some people know it. They'll have a good nutritional base. There's kind of an interesting contrast, and I'm not sure that it's an entire cause and effect, but my son, for example, a football team that he was on, it was just lots of tough guys, and the tough love that football is famous for, but they had no mental training, no opportunity to prepare that way, and it was just, we're going to power our way through every obstacle that we meet, and they did not have a very successful season. But on the other hand, my daughter, who, again, a state championship swimmer, their program included nutrition. Their program included meeting with a sports psychologist once a week. Their program included yoga for swimmers, and they won 4 state championships. So I think it makes a huge difference.
Well, and I love that in the Olympics, and I'm not that great with sports, but the gentleman that won this snowboarding just flawlessly. I mean, and you could see he was having fun. And during an interview, he even said, I visualize every moment, what my body's going to do, where, with every turn and with every jump, and I'm living it before I even do it. And then when I get on the snow, my body already knows what to do because it's done it over and over and over again. And I find that fascinating, but also I've got a client that her daughter-in-law is a athletic nutritionalist, and they went to one of the top leading soccer teams in Utah. And it's funny that, you have all these athletes that you think that are in great shape, which they are, but they eat horrendously. Mm-hmm. And, and she created and worked with them in the nutrition, and they were, stronger and more endurance. And So I love your approach of the whole body, not just the skills, but everything that goes along with it.
You know, and so many of the most successful people in the world, and you know this better than anyone, Leesa, with the work that you do, but so many of the most successful people in the world tap in to every part of themselves, their hopes, their dreams, and the power of their minds, and they're able to do incredible things. And what a benefit to teach the rising generation how to tap into that power. I'm so excited about this.
It is great. So again, they can find you at XCL Sports, XCLsports.com.
Correct.
And when they go there, I mean, when exactly kind of, I guess, your timeline of things that are coming out. What?
We should have a basketball program that's really amazing. This person who trained Mario Chalmers up in at the next, I'm thinking 8 days, it will be all ready to go. There's a football program that's coming out July 21st. Soccer program is up and running right now. That's a real fun, complete training. We have a speed training that's coming on board. These are the public programs. We have some protected programs that are just very proprietary. But a speed training program that should be going in about a month. And then coming close to football season, we'll have a Play Like a Cougar for the BYU fans out there, and a Play Like a Ute program coming up for the University of Utah fans out there. And you can learn how to play like whatever team you root for.
Fun. Well, I'm so excited. And, you know, again, everyone that's listening, if you've got children, and also I wanted to touch base, what are the age groups, or is there an age group that you do have?
The way that most of the programs have been built is separated into beginner, intermediate, and advanced. And so we haven't really separated it out too much into age groups. You as the parent or the coach will be able to help you decide where your child falls, and we'll have some guidelines as you look at the shopping cart online at our store, and be able to determine, oh, okay, yeah, that's the skill set that my kid definitely needs to learn and doesn't know how to do. So we'll have to provide some details like that.
Wonderful. I'm so excited. And so again, check out XCL Sports. And if you are a coach, then do they just want to go right to the contact and so that they can get set up?
Exactly, and we can help them get their program uploaded and on board. We have 3 different aspects that I think they'd appreciate. There's a before the season training, kind of an off-season sort of thing, during the season, addition to their training, and then also we've got a special type of programming for camps as well, to help them provide their campers with the most bang for their buck.
Perfect. Well, again, Wendy, I know how busy your schedule is, and how exciting and new all this is, and I'm just thrilled, and I'm excited about the opportunities of creating some things for the mindset for these athletes. So it's going to be fun. And so just thank you for taking your time with us today.
No, thank you so much, Leesa. I really appreciate it.
You're welcome. So everyone listening, again, check out XCLsports.com and Wendy, and just keep on going back and see all the new things that she has going. If you're a coach, or even if your children are going to the sports or in sports, tell them to talk with them and talk with the coaches about this great opportunity for them to try out. Because, again, I've gone and checked out a demo, and it is it's fun. It's fun how they've got it set up, and I think that you'll love it. So, as always, if you have heard something you like that you're interested in, please share it on Google+, on LinkedIn, on Facebook, on Twitter, and remember, the world is a better place with you being in it. So So until next week, you have an incredible week.